ahead and press record. I know I said, well, first of all, welcome. I'm excited to be on these calls with you weekly. I'm excited to bring you the content that you are wanting. I'm excited to be your mentor and friend. I know so many of you very deeply, and then there's some of you that I haven't got to know too well. So this is going to be really, really great. But with that being said, obviously, you know, this is an 8-week event, 8-week mastermind, but it's all about you. Oh my gosh, Jessica, your little baby. Holy moly, so cute. So with that being said, it's going to be the content for you to take back to your team. I'm hoping that it will inspire you into action, that it will allow you to surround yourself with coaches that are working very, very hard, very, very diligent, just like you. Okay? You're welcome, girlfriend. So with that being said, there's a couple of housekeeping items I just want to get down to. I know I did say today it's going to be about Elite. We're going to put about 4 minutes into Elite, and the rest of it is going to be all about you and what we're going to get out of this call. Does that sound good? And we're going to get talking. So just a couple of things. Obviously, I'm committing these next 8 weeks to you. Please commit these next 8 weeks to me. If there's a reason that you can't be on the call, please just message me. But I want to make sure that since I'm giving you 1,000%, that you can give me that. It's been a very long time since I've had a 3- and 4-star diamond mastermind Zoom. Typically, on my ranks with 3- to 4-star diamonds, it's a one-on-one. But I felt like it was time to kind of shake it up, get some newness, get some excitement. But more importantly, you don't really need to hear from me. You need to hear from coaches that are like you, that are working extremely hard. Sound good? Okay. So that's that. I need you to be present on these calls. If you're not driving, if you're not strangling kids, please turn on your video. Okay. I don't care. I mean, Alicia just got out of the shower and I love it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's awesome. So it doesn't matter what you look like. Just be here, be present, be in the moment. Don't be working out. Have had plenty of masterminds with that going on. Just be here. Okay. Also, and like I said, turn on your videos, Charity, Stacy, if you can, please. Second thing is just the integrity, the positivity of this group. Please, please, please. There's plenty of other platforms that you can go to bark. This is not one. Okay, that's a joke. But don't be barking anyways. But also just the positivity, the excitement, the charisma, whatever you want to bring to this call, that's what it's going to be all about. Okay, I will always be the one to be like, hey, let's get this done. Let's, the positivity aspect. But I am one to kind of lay down the hammer. If you work closely with me, I will call you out on your beef. And I truly believe that a good mentor, a good friend should do, but it's always out of love. But with that being said, I want to make sure that the integrity, the positivity of this group is very, very strong. Does that sound good? Hey, Charity. Hey, you're good. You're good. I know you may be out of the house. I know we've been chatting. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you all, and this is a time for you to share with me what you are wanting out of these calls. And for example, so let me give you an example of what I'm doing in my 5 to 8-star diamond group. Okay. So basically I have this big bubble all about leadership development. No matter where you are in this business, my coaches always feel like they need to further their leadership development skills, which I completely agree. It's something that we all need to do. But within that, we're talking about onboarding, we're talking about systems, we're talking about recruiting. Okay. And that's really what it's all about within that. Also, I bring in speakers. So based on what you guys are needing and wanting, of always inspiration, always something that you're going to walk away with and be like, okay, that was freaking awesome. I need to share that with my team. Okay. Always you can share those mastermind with speakers to your teams. And I'll bring that up again as I do have those. But with that being said, I want to just allow you to unmute yourself and tell me what you are wanting out of this 8 weeks. So let's start with Candace. Where are you wanting to grow within your business?
Within my business, I don't know. I mean, I need to think about that question a little bit deeper, but basically I just hope to get new, fun, fresh ideas that I can apply and tweak and make my own. So it'll be cool to hear what everyone else is doing. You nailed it. Leadership stuff is always where my head's at. So
awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much, my dear. Okay, Alicia, let's go to you, dear.
Hey everybody. So I really want to know like what is working right now, like what social media platforms to focus on, what's working for recruiting, what's working for onboarding, sort of like what's the latest and greatest that the top coaches are having success with, and how can we implement it on our team? And obviously leadership, always.
It's a golden theme this year. I get it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Jessica, let's go over to you. I'm just going to unplug this, but keep talking. Go ahead. Can you unmute yourself? Perfect.
Okay. Yes. For me, I feel like.
Oh,
can you hear me?
I can. My volume
Okay.
went up, but go on.
Okay, perfect. For me personally, I feel like I kind of like jumped into this whole coaching thing with the excitement and all of that, which I know is important. But this year specifically, I'm really wanting to focus more on systems and what you guys are doing. Once you get, once you do that awesome recruiting and you get new coaches or new customers, what's working for you to keep them engaged? And I know that's probably something that we're all wanting to focus on, but for sure, I want to have more of a system in place so that I don't lose people once I do get them, because I feel like we usually are really heavy in recruitment as far as teaching what to do and how to share your story, which is really important, but kind of that next step of how to kind of grow deeper.
Perfect. Okay, I love that. And I know Jessica, her big goal is to obviously be able to stay home longer with her little one. So I know she's working diligently hard to make sure that her maternity leave doesn't end, right? Okay, cool. Daphne, what about you?
Sorry, I can't talk with these headphones on. It makes it echo. Kind of the same thing everybody else is saying, like how to break that plateau. Learning more about like a daily flow that leaders have instead of just sitting down at a computer and going, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? We know we're working off of a to-do list, but kind of what actions should we be taking each day? And then just what's working aside from recruiting. I know recruiting is the big thing that's going to change everybody's business, but I feel like that's all that I tell my coaches. Well, just recruit more. And there's got to be something different, that we could tweak. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Perfect. Thank you so much. What about you, Mr. Justin?
I think I'm going to echo pretty much what everybody else is saying. It's the same kind of thing as a lot of what Jessica said is how do we, once we're pretty solid on recruiting and getting new coaches and getting people excited to start, but it's the actual process, I think, of getting people rolling and really, I feel like we've thrown so much stuff at the wall and tried so many different things, and some things have worked but we haven't honed in on one particular method that seems to kind of be duplicatable, if you will, So I think that, and then obviously whatever social media is kind of trending to, obviously it looks like it's heading towards Instagram. So getting a solid understanding of really how to bring Instagram into the mix for people that are solid on Facebook right now, or ourselves included. I think those are two major topics that we're leaning towards right now, or that I'm leaning towards right now.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much. What about you, Lacey?
Hey guys, same thing everybody else is kind of saying is like leadership definitely, and I definitely for my team need more duplicatable systems, especially for onboarding. Like this month I signed a ton of new coaches, but a lot of them are discount and have so much potential, and I just want to have some kind of a flow, a better system to help develop them as well as the ones that are coming on, because I feel like it's always changing. I'm always hearing some new fresh idea, and I just want to try and solidify something that's really working.
For sure. Perfect. Thank you so much. Teresa, I'll unmute you since you're driving. Are you good to talk, girl? Oh, I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Mm-mm. Uh-oh. You're unmuted. If you want to just type it when you get to a place, you're totally good. Thank you so much. Okay, Deanna, what about you?
Yeah, similar to what everybody is saying. I know that I still really struggle. Like I can recruit to challenge groups like a BOF. It's the actual converting into coaches or actually inviting to the coaching opportunity. It's still the thing that I still get nervous about, right? Even though I know what this has to offer. So I really want to try to find a way to authentically invite to the coaching opportunity. And then when we do have coaches, because yeah, we can sign discount coaches up left and right and they're excited, but to have a really super simple process that's going to give them those small wins right up front, to give them that confidence that they can do it, versus we have a lot of people that say, yeah, I'm ready, I'm in, this is exciting. And then their actions don't meet what they're saying. So I'm working on that.
For sure. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. What about you, Miss Charity?
Pretty much what everybody else is saying. I've been a coach for 8 years now, and I'm really seeing like a place in my business where volume's dropping, income's dropping. I've been full-time for 6 years, and so I'm kind of like at a loss. Tired of the excuses. I'm tired of having a disconnect with my team, and just really feeling kind of discouraged and not as hopeful. I'm sorry, I'm going to be totally real with you guys. So I'm just kind of needing like a quick start, reset, let's do this again, kind of like rebuilding from the ground level up to create the kind of income I had 2 years ago when volume started going not cool. So I'm kind of like, let's do this. I'm ready, and needing to just get some new ideas. Because like I said, I've been doing this for over 8 years, and I'm just kind of, now what? Now what do we do? So I have a great free group of women, but still people are excuse making and kind of over people not wanting to spend money on themselves or a business. So that's me.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Miss Stacy, what about you?
Hey guys, Brittany, thank you so much for just even doing this for us. I'm so excited. I can already feel the momentum in my soul rising up. I'm like, yes, okay, I can do this. I obviously feel a lot. I think we should kind of talk about IG, Instagram. I think that is, Facebook for me has been dying lately. So I would love to kind of brainstorm on that. And yeah, just learning how to push new coaches, but not too hard, and create that individual relationship with them that will help build their confidence without being so emotionally connected that like every time they fall off that you take a blow to your ego. It's like those types of things that you care so much, and then you just can't figure out what is missing and why they don't see what I see, so it's kind of coming together and knowing that we're all in the same boat too. But I kind of want to know too what you guys are doing for sneak peeks. Like, are you doing a webinar? What kind, what's working for you with the whole monthly, or how often you do it, talking about the business. And even if you've thought about doing it like in a challenge group, because I think I might actually kind of run a little sneak peek tomorrow night in my 80-day challenge group. So if anyone's done that, I would love to hear ideas on that. But yeah, and sorry, I just got out of the shower, so that's why I had to turn on my video.
You're so good. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, now and I got yours, Teresa, so that's awesome. So I'm going to kind of switch it now to, because I really feel like everything you all said, yes, it's the system. It's always systems. It's always recruiting, right? It's always that. But I really feel like if we can tackle this leadership development, this culture that we're trying to build, to be honest with you, it all stems from that. If you talk to any top coach, and I just want to pick one out of the hat that I think is absolutely incredible because I've spent so much time with her, is Micah Folsom and her team. And the reason I say that is because if you go to anybody on her team and say, why are you a coach? First of all, they'll say, well, Micah told me I had to. And I'm like, wait, what? But second of all, her culture is so unreal that people want to be part of it and they don't want to get away from it, right? And it's the one thing, it is that balance. I saw this, the balance between mentor and friend, absolutely. And the balance between, it's putting on two different hats. And it's like, right now I am going to be your friend and I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to ask you how you're doing. How's your family? And you have to find that healthy balance in that. And then you have to turn your other hat and be like, okay, now as far as the business goes, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to hold you accountable. Why are you keep on failing on this, right? So it is that healthy balance. But for some reason, coaches have a hard time pivoting between those two. And the majority of the time, I'm actually working with quite a few coaches that have been so business focused that the culture in their business is so raw and kind of horrible, because it is such a, where are you at? What are you doing? Who have you helped? And it's not like, I'm over here, my kids are sick. It's like they have there's none of that. And so I really truly believe if we focus on leadership development, and of course we're going to take some time on systems and all of that, because that is so critical. And it's one of those things, if you don't do it immediately, you'll be stuck doing it for 6 months, and then your business will suffer for 6 months. So we have to find a system with that, obviously. But I really feel like with everything what you guys were saying, it really is going to come down to what you're going to create. If you have an amazing culture, if you're an amazing positive leader, I promise you, you will be a great recruiter. And not only that, you won't necessarily have to recruit. You'll just show them, like through your sneak peek or your glimpse into coaching, that, oh my gosh, I want to be part of that. That's the culture that I want to be with. Okay. So I feel like we kind of need to go on that same realm, but we'll obviously also tweak into systems, sneak peeks, recruiting, because that's really what I heard all y'all said. And then obviously, taking it to what Teresa said. So Teresa and Mark Hildebrand built this business together. And it's very same with Justin and Deanna. Like, they are power couples that are doing this together, but yet are still very different in how they present the business, how they do the business, right? But I feel like Teresa said it perfectly. It's going to the next level. If you have been at this rank for a very long time, it's not a bad thing, but I would say, it's time to shake it up, get some new leaders, some new passion, people that believe in you, and start showing them that it's possible. You are a leader because you're fearlessly going first, right? And I have coaches that say, well, I'm focusing on income. I'm not focusing on elite. Okay, I get it. That was a 3-year ago mentality. Now they go hand in hand, because elite focuses on leadership development. Okay, and leadership development will increase your income. But most importantly, this is what I tell people. Run towards elite. Definitely go after it. Show your team it's possible. And then if you decide, you know what, I'm going to keep this up because it created mad momentum in my team and they can see it's possible, awesome. If I decide, you know what, maybe that was more of an ego-driven goal, or, I've heard plenty of that. Maybe I need to focus on something of this, or, okay, I understand that. But you are a leader because you're fearlessly going first, and they need to they need to see that it's possible. They can't look past you to your upline to see that it's possible. Does that make sense? Okay, so I would challenge each of you, this year is try to get a great solid foundation. Get that first CBC very solid. Start building your leaders. Find your business partners and people that want to run at this with you. Just because you're a very seasoned coach, just because, Charity, you've been a coach for 8 years, doesn't mean a new coach can't come in and you can say, you know what, let's do this together. There's something beautiful when you combine with your team and really create that oneness, that community, that support. Okay, so my challenge to you, first and foremost, is find strong leaders that are going to run with you at this. And of course, I have a conversation with everybody a little bit differently. The conversation may be like, and I'm just throwing an example. If I'm talking to Deanna, okay, focus on your first CBC, then we'll focus on your second. Then I'm talking, to Lacey, I'm like, okay, no, let's focus on that second CBC. A goal has been to get it to diamond. Focus on that, run after it with all your might, 2 weeks to 30 days, and then we'll shift our focus back. So every single one of you is going to be different in how I look at your business based on your goals. But at the end of the day, you want to show your team that it's possible, right? Okay. And there's a beautiful thing when you put pen to paper and you write out those goals and you say, you know what, I'm going to do it. This is how it's going to be done. And you run after it. And there's just a very interesting thing that I've realized after, my 3 years here at Beachbody. Majority of my coaches, first and foremost, come into this business never wanting to be a leader, never intend to be a leader. Daphne's shaking her head. It's true. Like, literally, it's like, oh, I helped somebody. Okay, well, now I'm a leader. It's like, oh, crap, that's a lot of responsibility. Okay? But I promise you, these are the traits that you can learn. But also, the majority of coaches are so fearful of success. It's like you put a toe in, it's like, oh, uncomfortable, take a toe out. And it's comfortable to fail because we do it every single day. It may not be celebrated, right? But I promise you, it is obviously where you're going to learn it. But I just want to challenge you, along with, getting a solid team, showing them that it's possible, is every time that it gets uncomfortable with this business, lean a little bit more in. Go about it a little bit more. Okay, because that's where success is right around the corner. Every single time. It's just you have to get uncomfortable with the process of it. It's just like your challenger that lost 5 pounds but is so fearful to lose 10 pounds because they don't want to feel pretty. Okay, we put on these masks, we put on all of these things, and you have to just say, just keep going. Go after that goal. And I will be one to tell you, in this business, you have to figure out your numbers and where you're at. I will never tell you to go recruit 20. Never. I will say recruit 5. Out of those 5, how many are working coaches? Okay. Beautiful talk that I had with Deanna. I don't know if she even remembers this last year. She was in the I'm Here to Help group. And I remember her SE was over 40, right? And I asked her the question. I said, okay, first of all, do you feel like it was maintainable? Do you feel like it's something that is going to move your business forward? And she was very candid with me. She said, Brittany, to be honest with you, it was too much on my plate. It was, I felt like I was in too many areas. I don't feel like I was the best at my business. And Deanna, I use this example all the time because I love it so much. But you know what? She realized what her goal was. You know, and I know it was SE over 20, but she felt very confident in helping that amount of people. And she knew that that was still going to move her business forward, but keep her in a healthy, balanced life. Okay, so you have to find your numbers. Dang, can you tell I drank some caffeine this morning? I do not drink caffeine. I drink a little bit with my tea, and I'm like on fire. Okay, not really, but I need to turn this down over to you, okay? Because I could go out on this little high horse all day. But with that being said, I want you to find your numbers. I want you to find the passion within this business. The beautiful thing is we are all starting from scratch right now, okay? It is February 7th. We are all in the same spot, technically, within our business, unless we had an amazing January or a horrible January. It doesn't matter. It's 1 month. You pick up the pieces and you start now, right? Okay. So I want to throw it back over to you guys. I want to ask you, when it comes to leadership development, what is working? Okay. So start thinking about that. And I'm going to go ahead. And Alicia, I asked you this last time. Is it Alicia or Alyssa?
Alicia.
Okay. Okay, Alicia. Okay, thank you so much. Would you mind telling me what is going well with leadership development?
That's a tough question because I think leadership development is like my trickiest area. I would say with new coaches, having a really solid GSR layout is working really well, and having them develop their why on that call. And that's something that I really struggled with for a long time because it makes me really uncomfortable to get them uncomfortable. And so I would sort of always tiptoe around it and just be like, cool, you want to make more money? Awesome. That's great. And leave it at that. But what I have been doing is really diving deep and spending a long time on it with them until like they're pretty much crying in a good way. And then sort of shift that back and to start showing the possibility of this business and how it can help them make that happen. And then also getting really specific, like, okay, if you want to replace your job, how much income do you need to make? Or you want to drop to part-time, how much income do you need to make? Setting a goal from that, and then having them share their why as well on social media. And that can be really hard for them. But then I'll take notes the whole time and be like, look, you just told it. This is basically what you're going to share. And so I don't know that helps like developing leaders, but I feel like it helps them stick around longer and start to build that belief and that sort of sticking power or stickiness in this business, because they start to see like, really, why am I doing this and where do I want to go?
I think it is beautiful because it lays the expectation of what is expected. And if you can figure out the expectations of that, it's huge. So that's a huge one. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jessica, what about you? I'm going to unmute you since you have your hands full. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, this is definitely an area that I'm growing in. But I would say with my coaches who are wanting to work the business, some things that have definitely helped recently, I've noticed a change, has been that constant communication, which, if I'm honest with myself, like I hadn't had that before. I kind of expected them to reach out to me instead of me taking it upon myself to reach out to them and say, hey, we need to schedule a call. How about we schedule a once a week call this month, and so I can keep you accountable with your goals, you know, like what you do with us, Brittany, and that has really helped. And then also making them voice their fears and why they're not doing something, and then working through that with them. And I remember when I first started coaching and kind of working through my own, and then thinking, like, what is my problem? Like, what's going to happen? Really, like, I'm afraid of doing a live video or whatever it is, or whatever my coach is afraid of. What is your fear? Now let's figure out the worst case scenario. If you do this and the worst case scenario happens, are you going to die? No. Like, most likely you're still going to be breathing. And so it kind of takes that fear away from, like, it takes the power away behind their fear. And then can reconnecting that with their why, and why it's so important that they step out and do this, so that they can stand out and they can reach those people that they're truly wanting to reach. They're just getting in their own way. So that's been something that's, I feel like, really helped.
For sure. You're building the community, which is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Daphne, what about you? I'm just going to unmute each of you so you don't have to worry about it. Easy for me. Go ahead.
So I'd say in the last 6 months, I went through a complete kind of culture shift change with my team, like even started a whole new team page and all that. I have been getting very uncomfortable myself as a leader by being more vulnerable. I have a super successful coach on my team that's 8-star, 4-time elite now, I think that she is. And I'm kind of taking the lead on something that she's done over the years, and that's just be very open with my business. Kind of like Charity. I've been a coach for almost 7 years. April will be 7 years. And the coaches on my team, I have a couple coaches that have been around for a while, but over the last few years, coaches joined the team and they just assume that if I've been a coach that I'm a certain rank or I'm making a certain amount of money. So I think it was not last week, the week before, I did a live video on my team page and I dissected my whole entire team. Like, I was almost embarrassed to say, after 7 years, I only have this many coaches. After 7 years, I'm only making this much income because my income's gone down as well. And I just told them, you know, here we do these calls with coaches and we ask them what their why is and what they want out of the business. I did the same. I'm like, they need to know what I want also. And I was just very open. Like, I never wanted people to feel like they had to work for me and my team. But if they don't know what I'm pushing for, they don't know how they're supposed to help with their part on the team. So that was number one, was just completely like just being vulnerable. And then 2, just really spending time and energy with the people that are running and not wasting any more time with those coaches that say they want it and then don't even do a post about Beachbody, you know, in months. And I think just showing that and getting that part off my plate, it's letting other coaches on the team understand that they don't have to spin their wheels with people that aren't serious and just focus on the people that are, you know, really pushing forward.
For sure. Thank you so much. I love the fact that you got real vulnerable, raw with them. And
it was embarrassing. It really was.
They don't know how they can help. They'll never be tied to the goal. And it's that whole thing about community and support again. So It's awesome. Good for you. Love that. Thank you. Justin, what about you?
So that's a good question. I think a couple of the things that Alicia and Daphne are talking about as well, which is we do a lot of those constant communication with new coaches. So like down to hey, here's your GSR, here's what you're gonna do. You know, here's how you're going to invite. This is what it's gonna look like. This is how you're gonna respond when they respond, because they're probably gonna respond something like this. So walking them through each step and then saying, literally, I want you to screenshot that conversation once you get to the next step and send it to me, and we'll walk you through this process a couple times so you can see it. And then you'll realize that it's kind of similar in most cases, kind of what how we walk through it. I think that's been helping them a lot. Also, something that, and I'll probably steal this from Deanna, but something that she started doing in the challenge groups that I think is really helping people kind of build that confidence in their ability to do what we do. And so when they start in, they have a little bit more confidence up front, is having them, challenging them, giving them little daily or weekly challenges that really promote coaching activities. Share on your page what you're doing. Share some high fives in the crowd for today. Shout out somebody that you're excited about. Film a video today and do that. Talk about this. Hey, do these things that people are naturally seem to be shy of. Nobody wants to get on video, but if we can get them on video in the group, then when we start talking about coaching, they're like, well, I don't know if I could do what you do. Well, yeah, we do exactly what you've already been doing in this group. And some of those fears are already broken down, so we don't have as much to head up against. I think those are the major things that we've been doing, but there's a lot in here that now I'm like, now I want to do that. And now I want to do that. So I'm excited to jump in with some new stuff. So, but that's what we've been doing, I think, so far.
Don't be so squirrel mindset though. Squirrel.
I know. I usually am not that bad about that, but dang these darn calls. If you guys would just stop giving out good information, then I would not be so squirreled. So it's your fault. Gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, cool. Lacey, let's jump over to you, hon. Oh, I should have unmuted you. Sorry. I say that to you. There you go, hon.
Okay, like this is an area that I really need a lot of work in, because like a lot of my leaders have fallen off. So I'm kind of like you said, it's like a rebuilding phase right now, and I've got a lot of work in that area. But I've found that some of them that are running right now, the open communication with those constantly during the week, like we Voxer all the time, and the ones that are working, like I find things that are going right for somebody else on the team or somebody with my downline, and I feature that in the page. If it's something I want them to emulate, I will put that in my team page and say, hey, look at this awesome post, how she shared her story. This is something that I think everybody could learn from in this group. So I put examples in there of things that I want them to work on. Like one of our last conversations, Brittany, setting goals for the new leaders, challenging them to run with me, like me setting a goal. I want to hit diamond in my second business center. Who wants to run with me? Emerald every 2 weeks or emerald every week. I set a goal like that for one of them, and she's like, oh, I'm going to beat that. I'm going to do it in 1 week, two coaches in 1 week, and I'll do it again next week. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So I just celebrate the crap out of her after she does it, you know? So just recognizing and then just setting that vision for them. You know, when we talk about elite and stuff, I painted that picture, and some of those coaches that are wanting to run all those videos that the elite coaches were showing, I was like, check this out. We can do this, you guys. And just showing them, and they were getting all amped up, just seeing the vision of what's possible and saying, just do it, do this, and let's work together to do it. So kind of setting that vision. But there's a lot of things, like step by step, more things that I could be doing better, and learning from you guys it's fantastic. So,
you know, cool with you though, to run with that. And then it already lit a fire in you.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So keep doing that. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. Deanna, I'll unmute you. What?
Okay. So, one of the things that we're slowly trying to implement more this year is we actually kind of rebranded our team, even down to our team name, which is kind of weird and unimportant, but the team name that we had didn't really have any feeling behind it. And so we decided, okay, this is new year. We've got new people, rebirth. And so we decided to actually have our team name mean something and really like share, like, this isn't the Justin and Deanna show. We don't want it to be our group, our team. It's like, this is our team. And so giving responsibilities to other coaches that are up and coming leaders that may have some of their coaches in our group, giving them more responsibility, having them show up more on the team page, having them share more value, which has been, you know, giving them the confidence to show up as a leader to their newer coaches and really go, wow, you know, I'm a part of this. I'm not just a part of this team. I am part of this team, if that makes sense.
For sure. I love that. And it happens with every coach. It doesn't matter what rank you are. I promise you, if you're at a point and a sticking point where you're like, things are just not working. I have thousands of people on my team page. I don't know who they are. Half of them have quit. Start fresh. Start new. So I love that. Thank you so much. Charity, I'm going to unmute you. Oh, I can't unmute you. Maybe we're doing it at the same time.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I think what's working the best right now is working with my downline and reaching deep down into my downline, because I've had so many cancellations, it's not even funny, like leader after leader, whatever. We've all had it. So it's working with the willing and really getting clear on their goals, where people think, oh, I'm going to get to diamond, I'm going to be able to quit my job, and my husband's retiring, it's going to be freaking awesome. But no, you know, letting them know, like, okay, you need to work on volume. And if you want to make $1,000 a month, you got to get yourself to emerald, and you got to build it strong. So getting clear with people on their expectations and how they want to grow has been really powerful. And then connecting their why, you know, all the things that we all do. But I did a webinar not that long ago, probably a month ago, and just let them know, this is what you need to be doing. And if you have this goal, this is what you need to be doing. And just really working on that and not really recruiting discount coaches anymore, because that's how you need to build your business. And then just really trying to, like I said, work with the downline that wants to work the business and really raising them up. They don't really have to be an emerald coach or a diamond coach or whatever to be a leader. And so I've been training them with my coach. We've been doing a social media training and then like certifying them to be teachers. And so they've really been like, oh my gosh, I'm a leader and I'm only this, rank or been a coach for this long. And they've been really inspired just being able to call themselves, fit empowerment certified coach. And so that's been really powerful for the team.
That's awesome. And once again, going back to the expectations are obviously huge,
Yeah.
but I love that you're connecting it with their why, but then also true expectations of when you become a diamond, it's just a stepping stone within your stinking business.
Yeah.
So no, I love that. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, Miss Stacy, you're up, girl. Oh, I don't know why I can't unmute you guys anymore. Sorry.
Okay, did that work?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, good. Yeah, guys, I was vulnerable with the team last week. I did this whole video on vision, and I think it was really good because I was honest, and it just helped me probably more than them just to really break it down and have that fresh start feel. And you know what? I just had the best idea from what you guys were saying, how like you're not part of this team, like you essentially are this team, like really preaching that to the coaches, and even like having, I think it was Melissa McAllister said, like she would do an every darn day hashtag with Shaco in her group, and it was like a theme in her challenge group. What if we did like a hashtag I am this team instead of I am part of this team to really build that community? Just a thought, just a random thought. But I've been doing message pods. So like a group chat every 2 months, you can put the date to it, and then you add all the new coaches and you talk with all the people that are recruiting on your team. Now my team's smaller, so this is easier for me. But have them in this group chat so that they can grow a love for one another and learn to support one another. And it's not just like me lording over them all the time, which is what it always freaking feels like. I'm like, oh my gosh, someone else, please. Hey, can you share that in the coach group? That would be so helpful for the girls. Awesome. I'm always trying to get them to share instead of me constantly providing the information, which is good. So having those message pods, so like 6 a year, right? Because if you're doing it every 2 months, you have 6 a year. So I'm going to try that out this year. And then with my new coaches, I did like, in that message pod, we would do a weekly call, which was really cool. And then the ones that actually like hit one SC point, I would do a one-on-one phone call with them. So instead of like a Zoom call, I would just do a phone call, because then that brought in the personal connection of like, how's your family? How's it going? Okay, what's working for you right now? What do you need help with? Where do you feel stuck? So that's kind of been working for me. I'm testing it out. I'm also going to start doing in the challenge group, like you guys said, the videos. Like if I can get the girls to either share their social media, like their stuff on social media, I'm kind of like doing private messages just with the people that I'm seeing potential in. And then I do want to kind of start saying, hey, there's a random flash contest today. Like if anybody does a video in this group, and shares something, then you get a little prize for me, and I'll just send it from Amazon. The problem is that there's a ton of discount coaches or coaches that are wanting to work the business in the group. So I'm like, oh my goodness, am I going to spend a ton of money sending it to people? But I can just tell them too, like, hey guys, I'm doing this contest just for my peeps. If your peeps do something, you can send them a gift or whatever, And then I've also started so my discount coaches that have kind of talked about wanting to maybe share this and are having good results, I'm offering them by the end. So I'm giving them the end date of what would be like, say if someone joined January 1st, right? They have until the end of February to hit 1 SC point to help with the elite points. So I'm doing like $20 Lululemon or Target gift card if they get one person helped by the end of, say, February. So I'm kind of just sending those little messages like, hey, I'm getting started this fun thing, and I think this would be so awesome for you just to get a girlfriend in the group so you have a buddy, and that's just something that I'm trying to. So that's been kind of working, even though I haven't had anybody actually go for the gift card. At least I put it out there, you know what I mean? So I'm going to just keep chatting with them.
A great suggestion. You said that, and everybody puts their head down and writes. Like, so, but I feel like, dangle the carrot. If the dangling the carrot in your team page works, or with your team, then do it. If you have, more of those white personalities, they'll be like, meh. So you have to kind of see like what does work. But I would also say, building off of something of consistency too. Awesome to do that. I would also say I had a coach last year that would do like 3 months of consistency, and then you get this. So then they're building that as well. So you don't feel like you're spending so much, but it's also reiterating the habit of doing. So maybe just a suggestion, but I love that. I would go after that, dangle that carrot in front of my face all day.
I know.
Perfect. Thank you, Stacy. All right, Candace, why don't you go, hun?
Okay. So I don't know if this is relevant. I don't even remember what the question was in the beginning. It was like leadership practices that are working best, right? I think. So, so for me, I've really shifted my focus to relationship building individually. And I think about my leaders. And when I think about my leaders in the team, the people that are lifers, the people that aren't going anywhere, those are the people that are like my best friends, the people I've cultivated that deep relationship with. We text all the time. We joke all the time. We hang out. We FaceTime. We do business. We get really serious. They actually perform. It's not just friends that don't do anything and kind of I drag along. But when I think back to who, in my team is actually successful, it's because of those relationships. And then to go on with whomever just stated the, developing community, I try to have things that I can get the girls to engage with each other, because I feel like when they have that deep connection to me and then they have that deep connection to the team, they're not going anywhere. And then the business stuff will come because that's just, I don't lead with the business first. Obviously when I'm recruiting, I do, but it's really made all the difference in keeping people around. And then I reward them. Say like one of my girls last week, she came out like with her story, something she hadn't shared, and it was super like vulnerable. And I sent her a gift. I was like, girl, like that was awesome. Like you were so brave. Like I rewarded that. I wasn't like, oh my God, you hit Success Club. You know what I mean? Because like Beachbody rewards them for Success Club anyway. So I really like dig in deep. I'm like, I know that was hard for you. And I just really work on cultivating that connection with them, because I know when I think back to my coach and the difference between me and all the other people she works with, we're like best friends. Like we get along and we can do business. And that's fun to me. I don't want to do this business with people that are hard to work with. So right off the bat, I really try to cultivate that friendship and just like be real with them. I hope that like translates the way it like was. Does that make sense?
You just summed up exactly why we're focusing on leadership development, because that's what it is. Hands down. So no, that was perfect. Is there anything you want to add to that?
I don't think so. It's when I like literally was having a struggle, because I was like, how do I create community? How do I create like this? It's like, I have to get people so invested in me, meaning I have to be so invested in them and not for business. So if someone comes to me and they're like, I'm struggling with this, I'm like, cool. Well, how are you? Like, put like business, don't care. How are you? And she's like, well, me and my husband are fighting. And I'm like, dude, like, tell me about it. And then like, I just went to coffee yesterday with a girl who's getting separated. She's one of my lifers. Like she's in this, she's, divorcing her husband. We talked and I just related to her and I was real. We did not talk business, maybe a little, but I feel like that is first and foremost before anything, because when people know I give a shit about them and their well-being as a human, I feel like they're not going anywhere, because that's the kind of stuff that we all crave and want and need more than, I don't know, but yeah.
No, that's beautiful. And that's exactly the point I'm getting at. So that's exactly what I would love all of you to create. The whole thing of this is building lifers, the culture, the connection, the community. And that's why I brought up the whole Micah Folsom thing. That's exactly what she does. They're never going to leave because they have that community, have that support, but then it makes your job as a leader fun because you have built that connection and bond. So it's beautiful. And I love, love, love that. Okay. This was good. So I really, this call was all about really getting to know what is needed, what is working. And I just want to reiterate, all of you are saying that, oh, I'm having these struggles. This is what's going on. Look at what has gone right. First of all, you're in your position. You're a leader because you have been very, very strong in systems, in leadership development, in your onboarding system, whatever it may be, your connection, your tribe. And now it's just deepening that. Okay. So I don't ever want you to not think what you have done isn't a big deal, because I promise you it is.
And I feel like if we can just dig into this, the community, the support of this, it will allow you to then take that to your team and be able to duplicate it within that. Okay. So I'm going to end with a little story time because I feel like, and I actually did this on my last call, I feel like it goes perfect. So don't fall asleep on me. Don't turn off the video. Just take a moment and kind of let this soak in. And do you guys all feel comfortable with Elite and how the new program works? Let me just ask this real quick. You understand there's 3 categories? Shaky? Okay. Let me just go over this real quick and I'll hit on it 4 minutes to save me and then we'll end with story time. Okay. And keep in mind also that how it's going to be, we're going to have a specific topic next time. The 3rd week, we're going to have a speaker. Then we're going to have 2 talks, then a speaker. So I'm going to just do that so we can kind of shake it up, get some great input, get some different insight, but you will be aware of the topic at hand. One thing I will say, next Wednesday is Valentine's Day. I'm going to be on the slopes with my sweetie, so I won't be here. Okay, so we're going to shift our call to Thursday at the same time. I know that may be a little hard for some of you. I just want to make sure that I'm here, that I'm present for you, but I also want to take the moment to be with my sweetheart while snowboarding. Okay, so with that being said, I'll send you more details on that, and there will always be a recording, but you catch more when you're live, okay? I'm just going to say that right now. So with that being said, Elite program, this is how it breaks down. 105 points, and all you need to remember is this. Category 1 is SC, okay? You get points when your 2017, 2018 coaches hit Success Club, and then we double it once you do as well. Reminder, for them to hit Success Club, they have to have an HD order. That's like the number one line. People are like, they hit it, but they didn't have an HD. You don't get points for that, okay? So 2017, 2018 coaches that hit Success Club, you get points. We double those points once you hit it. Okay, so that's category 1. That's always previous year and current year. Category 2 and 3 is very simple, and I love this. Both 2018, so we all started fresh in January. The second category, we basically have taken CPV, which is customer personal volume, personally sponsored personal volume, which is your coach volume, and combined it into one beautiful category called acquisition personal volume. The reason why this is beautiful is because you don't have to tweak the system. You don't have to be like, okay, I'm going to assign discount coaches and then now I'm going to assign customers. No, you sign them where they are at. You sign them what the needs of your business are, but most importantly, where they need to start, okay? You don't have to discriminate and put them in a discount coach or put them in as a customer, whatever it may be, okay? You get to sign them where they're at. That's 2018. When they accrue 500 in volume, your customers and your coaches that are 2018, 500 volume, you get a point. Okay, simple, easy. Category 1 and category 2 is 50 points. And so this means the last category, you just need 5 points. So I'll explain what the third category is. Third category is 2018 only. And every time, think of success starters. So if you sign a coach in January, they have January and February to hit Success Club, right? As far as success starter goes, and then they have to consistently hit it. Same thing with this third category. If you sign a coach in January, they have January and February to help one person to get, they basically need 1 SC point. However they get that SC point, challenge pack, Shakeology, whatever it may be, that's when you get a point. Now, if you're like, well, Britt, I signed them in December. What does that mean? That means they're a 2017 coach. It doesn't count. For that category, I am sorry, but it does count for category 1 if they do hit Success Club, okay? So the whole thing about Elite, I will just tell you right now. First and foremost, you have to hit Success Club. I always say SC10 sets you up for success now and in the future. You need to recruit coaches and customers. Typically, to find your numbers, we say recruit 2 to 3 customers, recruit 2 to 3 coaches. How is that working for your business? Okay? And then find your numbers. I have coaches say, you know what, Britt, I recruit 5 coaches every single month and I recruit 2 customers. Perfect. You know your numbers. But as a baseline, try to do 2 to 3 in each and see what's working for you. And the last thing is you just need to get your coaches to hit Success Club. You need them to get helping people. But talk about the people that they are helping. You know, Justin just signed Susie. Susie needs to lose 50 pounds. Susie is a mother of 2. Like, put some context, some meaning behind it so you think of people and not points. Okay, so that's literally the entire LEAP program. It is 1,000 times easier, I will say that right now, than the previous years, because it's 105 points. And it's like, okay, well, Britt, what do I do every single month right now? What you need to do is hit Success Club. You need to assign coaches and customers, and then you need to teach them how to help people and hit Success Club. That is it, okay? And we can break it down specifically for your business. There's 2 last things on this. You do get points towards rank if you do help a coach advance from 1-star diamond up to 5-star diamond, or 1-star to 2-star, you get 25 points, and so on and so forth. You get 25 points every time. You also get 25 points if they go to a team leader rung on the leadership ladder for the first time in 2018. But that's only for rank. That's not towards your 105 points. Did I make that clear? That's like the underlying confusing part. Okay. So that's really, I hope, I didn't want to take a lot of time because I want you just to see the simplicity of it, but I just want you to know it goes down to hitting Success Club, signing coaches and customers, and helping them to also hit Success Club, okay? And when you do that, you're going to build a foundation. Your income is going to increase. By signing customers, you're also going to get commissions, which is a great thing. Every time you sign a discount coach, you are giving away your commissions, okay? Meet them where they are at. What do they want? All right. But that's elite in a nutshell. If you have more questions, do you have a question, Candace? No? If that was overwhelming, I will break it down, but I just want you to don't overthink it. Okay. But it's specific to you and your business. So let's talk about it if you want more details. Cool? Okay. I told you 4 minutes on that. That was 4 minutes. Okay. So ending with story time. This is the book that I'm going to go back to every single time because this book is changing my life in the sense of I love the fact of how this relates to our business. Okay. Have any of you read The Energy Bus? Oh, Charity, I will show you. Okay. So you know the Energy Bus. It's not that book, but it's the author, John Gordon. Okay, The Power of Positive Leadership. Just like the Energy Bus, super simple to read, big font, okay? But I promise you, this is how you are going to cultivate a community of leaders who are going to be there with you, okay? So The Power of Positive, the Energy Bus. What book is it? Oh, no, you're cute. Nope. The Power of Positive Leadership. It just came out last year. So I'm going to read a couple things that I just think will really hit and end this call well, and then we will dig more into leadership development on our next call, okay? So he says, and I want to say, he wrote this book because he's actually naturally not a positive person. So it makes me kind of chuckle because he wrote The Energy Bus, which is the most positive book, right? But he literally truly feels like you take on what you are not the best at in life, okay? So let's just jump into it. So it takes a lot of work to create a world-class organization. It's hard to develop a successful team. It's not easy to build a great culture. It's challenging to work toward a vision and create a positive future. It's difficult to change the world. As a leader, you will face all kinds of challenges, adversity, negativity, and tests. There will be times when it seems as if everything in the world is conspiring against you. There will be moments when you want to give up. There will be days when your vision seems more like a fantasy than a reality. That's why positive leadership is so essential. Pessimists don't change the world. Critics write words, but they don't write the future. Naysayers talk about the problem, but they don't solve them. Throughout history, we see that it's the optimists, the believers, the dreamers, the doers, and the positive leaders who change the world. The future belongs to those who believe in it and have the belief, resilience, positivity, and optimism to overcome all challenges in order to create it. Boom. Okay, moving on to the last 2 little sections here. Your most important job. Culture is not one thing, it's everything. Culture drives expectations and beliefs. Expectations and beliefs drive behaviors. Behaviors drive habits, and habits create the future. It all starts with the culture you create and drive throughout the organization. That's where all success and great results begin. Driving your culture is not something you can delegate. You are the leader, and you must spend your time, energy, and effort creating and building the culture of your team and organization. And last but not least, you need to know what you stand for. You might be wondering where to start when driving and building a culture. I believe it starts with 2 questions. What do we stand for? What do we want to be known for? Okay, that's just a little glimpse into this little beauty here. But I really feel like if you are trying to build your leaders, and this is one thing that actually none of you brought up, which might be something that you might be doing or something that you've always wanted to, but get your leaders reading personal development with you. Get them to engage in this book. Get them to talk about it. If you're trying to get them to go live, I love this. I actually heard this last year. I had a coach do a book club. If you haven't talked to me before, it is called 6 Months to Six Figures. Beautiful book for this business. I always preach that one. But literally, a leader took it a step further. She had each leader read 3 chapters a week, and then they had to go live in the team page. And before they could watch anybody else's live, they had to go live first. So it didn't skew because everything's a little bit different for each person, right? But it taught them to go live. It taught them to feel comfortable, but most importantly, it taught them to do their personal development and then to apply it. Okay, so I would just say this. We are obviously going to focus on positive leadership and everything, like I said, that results within that. But I promise you it all starts with you. So I'm going to say, what do you want to be known for with this business? And I promise you building a strong culture is a beautiful way to start. Does that sound good? Okay, I will see you next Thursday, not Wednesday, next Thursday at the same time. If that's a struggle, send me a message. I will put you into, you're welcome. I will put you into my other little pod if that makes more sense, or you can catch the recording, or we can do a one-on-one. I know that's my fault. I just want to make sure that I give my little love dove some attention on Valentine's Day. So with that being said, I appreciate each of you showing up today. I'm excited for these next 8 weeks. I'm excited for you to commit to me. I'm excited to commit to you. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you.
You're welcome.